Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera. Saya Nur Zuliana dan Sharifah Sohaifah akan membentangkan tentang Mfrs 136 Asset Impairment. The objective of Mfrs 136 Impairment of Asset is to ensure asset must not be carried in the financial statement at more than the highest amount to be recovered. If the carrying amount exceeds the recovered amount, the asset is described as impaired. The entity must reduce the carrying amount of the asset to its recoverable amount and recognize an impairment loss. The rules in Mfrs 136 apply basically for all assets, except for inventories arranged by Mfrs 102, asset arising from construction contract, deferred tax asset, asset arising from employee benefit, investment property, and a biological asset related to agriculture activities that are measured at fair value less cost to sell. Okay, let's look for what is impairment stand for. An asset is impaired when the carrying amount of the asset exceeds its recoverable amount. An enterprise should assess at each balance sheet that whether there is any indication that an asset may be impaired. If any such indication exists, the enterprise should estimate the recoverable amount of the asset. If the carrying amount is higher than recovery amount, the difference these two is impairment loss. Now what shall we consider when assessing the indication of impairment? First, we will look to external sources of any potential impairment. An asset market value has declined significantly more than would be expected as a result of the passage of time or normal use. Second, significant change with adverse effect on the enterprise have taken place during the period or will take place in the near future in the technological, market economy or legal environment in which enterprise operate or in the market to which an asset is dedicated. Market interest rate and or other market rate of return on investment have increased during the period, and those increases are likely to affect the discount rate used in the calculating of asset value in use and decrease the asset recoverable amount materially. There are also certain internal sources information to look at. First, evidence is available for obsolescence or physical damage of an asset. Significant change with the adverse effect on the enterprise have taken place during the period. Evidence is available for internal reporting that indicate that economic performance of an asset is or will be worse than expected. Now how we figure out the recoverable amount is the higher of asset fair value less cost to sell and value in use. It's not always necessary to determine both of them. Just the one of them must be sufficient because just the one of these two is higher than asset book value or carry amount. Then there is no impairment and there is not necessary to estimate the other amount. Now how we measuring recoverable amount? If there is no quote price in an active market for an identical asset, but it's still probable to measure the fair value less cost of disposal. However, sometimes fair value less cost of disposal cannot be quantified due to the absence of basis for reliable estimating the amount of asset from an arm's length transaction. In this situation, the entity may use asset value in use as its recoverable amount. For the fair value less cost of disposal, fair value is the price that would be received to sell an asset or paid to transfer a liability in an orderly transaction between market participants at the measurement date. Cost of disposal other than those already recognized as liability should be deducted in determining fair value less cost of disposal. Value in use, estimate of future cash flow from the asset, expectation about possible variation in the amount of timing of the future cash flow, the time value of money represented by the current market, risk-free rate of interest, the price of bearing the uncertainty inherent in the asset, other factors such as illiquidity that market participants will reflect in pricing the future cash flow the entity expects to derive from asset. Recognizing the measuring of impairment loss. If the recoverable amount of an asset is less than its carrying amount, the carrying amount of the asset shall be reduced to its recoverable amount. The reduction is an impairment loss. The impairment loss we can recognize immediately in a profit or loss, and recoverable amount revalued asset is recognized in other comprehensive income. Cash generating unit. The smallest identifiable group of assets that generate cash inflow that are largely independent of the cash inflow from other assets or group of assets. The recoverable amount of an individual asset cannot be determined if the asset value in use cannot be estimated to be close to its fair value less cost of disposal. The asset does not generate cash inflow that are largely independent of those from other assets. Recoverable amount and carrying amount of a CGU. Recoverable amount of cash generating unit is the higher of the CGU fair value less cost of disposal and its value in use. Carrying amount of CGU shall be determined on a basis consistent with the way the recoverable amount of the CGU is determined. Include assets that can be attributed directly or allocate on a reasonable and consistent basis to the CGU. Does not include the carrying amount of any recognized liability unless the recoverable amount of the CGU cannot be determined without consideration of this liability. CGU for goodwill can be recognized from the business combination. At the date of business combination, goodwill is required to be allocated to the appropriate cash generating unit. Goodwill impairment can never be reversed. In the business combination, the acquisition of a controlling interest in another entity, goodwill is only recognized and presented in the acquired consolidated financial statement and do not recognize in the present in both of required separate and consolidated financial statement.
Aset CGU Corporate. Aset selain daripada muhibah yang tidak bebas menjana aliran masuk tunai. Tiada nilai dalam kiraan boleh dibuat. Aset corporate iaitu syarikat sendiri dan jenama yang dimiliki oleh perbadanan. Kumpulan atau aset bahagian iaitu pembinaan ibu pejabat, satu bahagian dalam entiti atau kemudahan IT pusat yang menyumbang kepada lebih daripada satu CGU. Sebagai contoh, Walt Disney World Resort. Jumlah yang boleh diperoleh tidak dapat ditentukan sehingga pelupusan aset corporate. Apabila menguji CGU untuk kemerosotan nilai Mfrs 136/102 (A) mengkehendaki semua aset corporate yang berkaitan dengan CGU ditinjau secara munasabah dan konsisten perlu dipertimbangkan. Sebagai contoh, company ABC, CGU with net assets of 70 million excluding net current assets. The head office has a central research unit of which 3 million of assets relates to the CGU. When testing for impairment, the 3 million must be added to the 75 million and compared with the recoverable amount. Kerugian kemerosotan nilai ke atas CGU. First, reduce the carrying amount of any goodwill allocated to cash generating unit. Second, reduce other assets pro data based on asset carrying amount subject to floor level. Floor, no asset reduced below highest level of fair value less cost of disposal value in use or zero. Ini merupakan contoh kerugian rosot nilai bagi unit penjanaan tunai. Itu yang amount terlibat iaitu muhibah 1 juta, jumlah boleh diperolehi semula CGU itu 3 juta, kemerosotan nilai 5,500,000 ditolak dengan 3 juta sama dengan 2,500,000. Okey, ini adalah sambungan daripada pengiraan tadi, iaitu assumption tambahan nilai pawaan bersih mesin adalah 2,300,000. Bermakna ia hanya boleh menyerap 700,000 kerugian kemerosotan. Jadi ia akan prorate kepada unit CGU yang lain lah. Kat sini kita boleh nampak pengiraan pengurangan itu dekat allocation of impairment loss. Pembalikan rugi terjejas. Jika dalam tempoh berikutnya jumlah kerugian kemerosotan nilai berkurangan dan pengurangan tersebut boleh dikaitkan secara objektif kepada peristiwa yang berlaku selepas kemerosotan nilai diiktiraf, kerugian kemerosotan nilai yang diiktiraf sebelum ini mestilah dikeluarkan sama ada secara langsung atau dengan melaraskan akaun. Pembalikan kerugian kemerosotan nilai ini hanya dibenarkan jika salah satu anggaran yang digunakan untuk menentukan akaun boleh pulih telah berubah. Pembalikan tidak akan menyebabkan akaun di bawah aset kewangan yang melebihi apa kos dilunaskan akan telah mempunyai penjejasan nilai tidak diiktiraf pada tarikh penjejasan nilai diterbalikkan. Dua jenis pembalikan iaitu aset individu dan CGU. Petunjuk untuk pembalikan rugi terjejas. Terdapat dua sumber, iaitu sumber luar maklumat. Berlaku jika nilai pasaran aset telah meningkat dengan ketara dalam tempoh tersebut. Jika pasaran perubahan ekonomi atau undang-undang telah atau akan dilakukan. Jika kadar faedah atau kadar pasaran lain diperolehi semula, aset yang memberi kesan material telah diubah. Sumber dalaman maklumat. Jika perubahan ketara dalam penggunaan mempunyai atau yang akan berlaku, perubahan termasuk kos meningkatkan prestasi aset atau menyusun semula operasi di mana aset tergolong. Jika keterangan tersedia yang menunjukkan bahawa prestasi aset tersebut atau akan menjadi lebih baik daripada yang dijangkakan. Aset individu. Untuk aset individu, jika dikira semula jumlah yang boleh diperoleh lebih baik daripada jumlah yang dibawa, aset kepada jumlah yang boleh diperoleh takluk kepada para 114. Jumlah dibawa meningkat disebabkan oleh perubahan haluan tidak boleh lebih besar daripada nilai bawa jika tiada kerugian kemerosotan nilai diiktiraf. Para 117. Selepas pembalikan, cas susut nilai atau pelunasan bagi aset yang mesti diselaraskan supaya bahawa jumlah wang yang dibawa ditolak jumlah sisa jika ada diperuntukkan sistematik sepanjang baki hayat berguna. Para 121. Ini merupakan contoh pembalikan individu. Boleh lihat pengiraan yang terdapat di sini, iaitu reversal impairment cost yang terlibat adalah berjumlah RM12,412. For a CGU, a reversal must be allocated pro rata to the asset of the CGU except goodwill and be treated as reversal for individual asset. In allocating the reversal, the carrying amount of an asset shall not be increased above the lower of its recoverable amount and the carrying amount had been determined, had no impairment loss been recorded in periods. Muhibah tidak boleh diubah. Tidak dibenarkan seperti para 124. Muhibah adalah aset tidak ketara. Sebagai muhibah dalaman, ia tidak dibenarkan untuk diiktiraf sebagai aset. Oleh itu, tiada peningkatan penilaian semula atau pengurangan boleh diambil berhubung muhibah. IAS 36 memberikan bahawa jika selepas kemerosotan kerugian diiktiraf, nilai muhibah meningkat dalam tempoh berikutnya, maka peningkatan apa-apa akan dianggap sebagai peningkatan dalam muhibah dalaman dan tidak peningkatan dalam muhibah yang diperolehi.